America has both of the things. It has beautiful things. It has places that are as beautiful as this, what I'm in right now, and it has places as dark as what you would think hell might look like. They literally have places named after hell in America. Rightly so, because they're dark places. So it goes it goes every direction in that country. So there's no one America. There's no one American experience. There's really no one Black American experience. So I say all that to just say, what you believe America is may not be accurate, and that is part of the reason people can't even believe why anybody would want to leave. Why would you?
Look, after 15 hard working years in Europe, I have decided to finally go back to Africa to settle down, because there's no life here. There's nobody to talk to. All you do is to wake up, go to work. There are no friends.
Grand rising kings and queens from Africa and across the ocean, welcome back to the channel where we speak the truth. So family, today I want to say thank you first. Thank you so much for your support and your strength. Every time you like, you comment and you share my video, it changes life of some people, because a lot of Black Americans are now visiting Africa because of these videos. A lot of Africans are now talking to Black Americans because of these videos. So thank you so much. Today I'm exposing the truth about the so-called American dream, and I'm not the one who is exposing it. There's a video, I came across it, and it's a good video. I've decided to share with you that video because she is a Black American, and she is in Namibia right now. She has chosen Africa over America, and a lot of people will ask questions. Why? Because Africans want to go to America. A lot of Africans want to leave Africa, but Black Americans, when they get a chance, they come back to the motherland. Now, this Black American woman who left United States posted a video, and this video, she's telling something wrong, something painful and something powerful, a powerful truth about America that a lot of people are afraid to talk about it. Now, before I continue, watch this clip.
I get asked all the time, why would you leave the USA to come to Africa, or specifically Namibia, if it's a Namibian asking? I realize a lot of people don't know the experience of what a Black American looks like. But the first answer is, it's spiritual. This is the land that my ancestors are from. I am from African ancestry, and this is where I believe I belong. My ancestors came from here. They didn't come because they wanted to be in America. They came because they were taken as captives, prisoners of war. And that is a different thing than if they had decided, if my ancestors said, I love America, I love this land, I want to go there. Maybe that's a different thing. Maybe I'd have a different spirit about it. But at this point, I felt a deep spiritual call, and my husband as well. We felt a deep spiritual call to be in this land. And it was a spiritual call we could not deny for any conveniences that we might have had in the States. So we achieved the American dream in the States. We worked very hard. We both came from families that were hardworking people that had to work from the bottom to the, to get to college and to achieve our dreams. And then we were able to save up enough money to be able to make this move, which is expensive and risky. And it takes a lot of money to do that. But we achieved the American dream, and we took our American dream dollars and brought them to Africa to reinvest here. And that means a lot to us. And again, that's a very spiritual thing to do. And for those who don't really understand what it meant to be a Black American, I mean, it's very tough to tell that story in a TikTok. But America in and of itself is not the place it's propagandized to be. It's a place with a lot of challenges and problems. There's a lot of poverty in America. People in America are poor. They live on the concrete on the street, and it's illegal to live on the street. So they can be arrested for sleeping on the street. There are a lot of shootings and things like that. There's a lot of death that we witness, to the point that we're desensitized to it. I remember taking my husband to my hometown, and we went to go visit my aunt. And across the street from my aunt, there was a clear crime scene. And I asked my aunt what happened. She's like, "Hey, baby, I'm so glad to see you guys. But good to see you too. But what happened across the street?" She said, "Oh, I think a little kid was killed. But I got some food for you." And I'm like, "Okay." We just kind of had to ignore it. And the whole time we're looking at each other like, there was a murder across the street. They're still sweeping it up. And she's just like, "Oh, yeah, it's fine. I'm glad you're here. I haven't seen you in years. I miss you." And I'm like, okay, this is America. This is what it looks like. I mean, it's all of the above. It's wealth, and it's extreme poverty, and it's murder. I remember going, I was hosting an event, and that morning I had to run. I was trying to rush to go get some sodas and stuff from Walmart, and there had been these news stories about this Walmart shooter. And I remember seeing the stories, but I was like, I still got to go to the grocery store. So I got up that morning to go to Walmart. And then I'm behind this car, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm so mad because I'm rushing. The police are pulling somebody over, and there's so many police I can't even get around it or anything. And then it turns out they open the trunk, and there's a bunch of big guns in the back of the car. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm behind the Walmart shooter on the way to Walmart. We were both on the way to the same store at the same time. Oh my gosh. That's life in America. That was life in Colorado, the birthplace of school shootings. And again, America has both of the things. It has beautiful things. It has places that are as beautiful as what I'm in right now. And it has places as dark as what you would think hell might look like. They literally have places named after hell in America. Rightly so, because they're dark places. So it goes it goes every direction in that country. So there's no one America. There's no one American experience. There's really no one Black American experience. So I say all that to just say, what you believe America is may not be accurate, and that is part of the reason people can't even believe why anybody would want to leave. Why would you want to leave the USA? It's got to be the best place ever, and it's not necessarily the best place ever. And then people that don't know about Africa will say, "Why would you go to Africa? It's not a great place. Like, why? It's in poverty. It's a third world country." And I'm like, Africa has many countries, and it's not a third world continent. And even the third world has some amazing features and beauty and beautiful people and culture. And being third world, which is a very old concept, just means not like what you knew, not industrialized the way you knew it. Poverty exists just like it is in America. I have fed people on the street in America. I have seen starving children in America. And so I know that it exists in both places. So, I'm not trying to minimize anything. I'm just trying to remind people that haven't been to Africa that there are many, many parts of Africa. There are many, many experiences in Africa, just like in the States. So just like in the States, you can be in poverty in the United States, have very little, live in a dilapidated house. You can in Africa live in poverty in a dilapidated house and scrimp and scrounge for food. You can also be very wealthy and live in a giant house and have an abundance of everything that you'd ever want living in Africa, and for a lot cheaper than you can get it in America. Just saying, So the experiences that we're talking about, there's diverse experiences everywhere. So don't discount, the experience of a person and what guides and leads them. I'm guided by spirit. And so my guidance is in here, and my guidance tells me this is the place I need to be. This is my home, and I'm happy to be home.
Look, After 15 hard working years in Europe, I have decided to finally go back to Africa to settle down. Because there's no life here. There's nobody to talk to. All you do is to wake up, go to work. There are no friends to visit. There are no places to go to say you are going to have fun. All you do every day is to wake up, go to work, come home and sleep. So today, God has been so good to me. I've been able to save 80,000 euros. So what I'm going to do is to use 10,000 euros to put up a 2-bedroom simple house for myself, and then the 70,000 euros remaining, I'm going to exchange it into Ghana cedis and put it into a fixed deposit. I don't know which of the banks will be able to give me 23 to 25%, but if they're able to give me that, we need to negotiate. I know that is going to be per annum, but they have to pay my interest into my account every month. So 70,000 euros will be a little over 1 million Ghana cedis. So what it means is that every month I will get a little over 20,000 cedis. Wow, I think I can survive in Africa. Look, I'm tired of washing plates. I'm tired of cleaning. I'm tired of brushing horses' teeth. I'm tired of bathing old people. Folks, do you think when I go back to Africa I will survive? If not, please advise me. Let me stay in my Europe like that. Please, your opinion is concerned.
Welcome back. Now, something to be really, many Africans are still believing that going to America means success. Many Africans still believing that going to America changes everything. The life will change drastically. Boom, you become filthy rich. Now, many think once you land in JFK airport or LAX, the money start flowing from the sky. And I have black American friends. They tell me, you guys are daydreaming. If you think we are picking money from trees here, come and get some. But I will advise you don't to come. That's what many Africans think. I'm so happy that lately, the Gen Zs, the youths are start learning differently about this. Now, the sister on that video says something like this, and I quote, "What Africans don't understand is the dream is real, but it wasn't meant for you. The dream is real, but it was meant for you." You see, the American dream was built for the white middle class, or even the group. You see, the American dream was built for the white middle class, and even the group is now suffering. You have seen videos where the middle class are now suffering too. But for black people, immigrants, and especially Africans, the system is a maze of exploitation, racism, and survival. She explained how she used to live paycheck to paycheck, constantly tired, constantly stressed, and still felt like she was drowning. If America is paradise, why are so many people suffering? There is poverty in Africa, in America too. And she has said it, extremely poverty. And this is what we call the hidden crisis. I went back to the numbers, to the, is it algorithm? No, I went back to some numbers and I found that over 600,000 homeless people are in America. America has over 600,000 homeless people and even more. 30 million living below the poverty line. 30 million, more than 30 million are living below the line of poverty. 1 in every 5 black children lives in poverty. Millions can't afford medical care. You know, rent in the cities like New York and LA is over $2,000 per month, if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section. For just a small room. 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So what does that mean? That means this: the system is collapsing from the inside. And she said it. The same people who laughed at African sharks now live in tents and highways. The same people who said Africa is poor, they walk past 50 homeless people every morning. Okay? And this is what they hide from you. But now, the veil is lifting. Now, I have something we call mental slavery and hustle culture. Even when black Americans make it in America, they pay a price. Okay? The price is mental slavery. The price is exhaustion. The price is stress and depression, you know? And the lady said that people in America don't live. They survive from Monday to Monday. All they do is work, because bills, sleep, repeat. Work, bills, sleep, repeat. Work, bills. You know, here in Africa, sometimes you see people working 8 hours and they go home at 10 p.m. and they enjoy living in mansions, having cars. It's not happening like that in America. You need to work so that you can enjoy. You need to work so that you can even own a dog. Because even dog, maybe they pay taxes. I don't know if that's true. But I say this, in Africa, people are poor, yes, but still laugh, they still dance, they still pray, they still celebrate. But in America, people have jobs, you know, have cars, people have Netflix, but they are depressed, anxious, and lonely. That's not wealth. That's a prison with luxury walls. It's a prison with luxury walls. I know we have come a lot of videos where people complain about healthcare, education, and survival. And healthcare, if you don't have insurance, one hospital visit can cost you $5,000 to $50,000. One hospital visit. Education is another thing. You see people having education debts, school debts. A college degree costs $100,000 to $200,000. If you give me that damn $200,000, come on, give me that amount of money in Africa and you see wonders. You see me starting an Airbnb, having lands. $200,000 is a lot. $200,000 is a lot of money here in Kenya. I can do a lot of things. I can own a good car. I can have like 10 acres of land and start something. My God damn it. God damn it. Someone to give me this 200,000 USD. My God damn it. You know, it's amazing to see how, my God, America is not the one we think it is, because if just paying a college is around 200,000, that's a lot of money to me. Education is very expensive. Childbirth in some hospitals, it costs $30,000 to have a baby. In Africa, you go in a local clinic and pay a fraction of that. With even $30, $300, you go to a good hospital here and you get a good amount of, a good service. So in America, poverty is profitable. The system feeds off people struggling. And she said that it's not just life is hard. It is that the system makes sure you stay in debt. The system makes sure that you stay tired. The system makes sure that you stay silent. That's one. Because even if you make money, you get a good job, you buy a nice car, you are still a black person in a white power structure. And that system doesn't care if you are African or you are African American. And that woman said that she was followed on the stores, ignored in meetings, and constantly feel like I had no proof I belong. That's a lot of black Americans are saying that. You are being followed up and down. Now, America might love black music. America might love black culture. America might love black style, but it still discriminates against black people. So ask yourself, is it really paradise if your skin is always under suspicion? Is it really paradise if you are still being followed? And now here's the hard truth. A lot of Africans must hear this. Some Africans refuse to believe this because of pride. They don't want to accept that the greener pasture is a mental trap. And this is starting from the systems of African leadership. Even the African leaders, when they want to get some medical care, they run to the US. They run outside their country. And this is keeping the citizens to believe that Africa is no longer safe, that you need to go outside, you need to go abroad for you to get safe. When you are sick, or when your neighbor or friend or someone is sick and he's being taken abroad, automatically you think he's going to get well. Automatically you think now it's okay. That's being brainwashed. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in our systems. We don't believe in our education system. We don't believe in our medical system. We don't believe that we can make it back here in the motherland. And that is one of the dumbest mistake we are making as Africans. But I'm so happy that the Gen Zs are turning that down. We are flipping the bottle because we no longer believe on the Western lies. We no longer believe on the American lies. That's the sweetest thing, that we are waking up. We are waking, and thanks to my Black American brothers, you are teaching us. You are telling us the truth. You are not lying on our face, because the white people may not tell us the truth about the American dream. They will tell us that it's good. They will tell us this and this. It's just few that have come online and talk about this. But Black Americans, they are telling us on the face that whatever you are going to do, it's not good. Okay? So when you tell an African don't go, they will say that you are jealous, you know. They will tell Black Americans you fail in America, that's why you are bitter. You know, I say this. Living away from family, working like a machine, always being alert, constant racism, constant debt, constant fear of losing everything. Is that success? Is it success, or it's slavery? Let me flip this script a little bit. Africa is not perfect, I know that. But Africa is home, okay? That lady said when she came to Africa, she realized peace is a luxury that money can't buy. So she saw fruits growing freely, neighbors greeting each other, kids playing with joy, and land that wasn't polluted by stress. So why do we want to live it so bad? Why do we want to live so bad? This is because we have been told that our value is only found abroad. We have been told to run to the same countries that stole our ancestors, to the same countries that stole our resources and our minds. It is time to wake up, Africans. It is time to wake up, my brother. Africa has land. We have youths. We have sunshine. We have spiritual grounding. We have freedom to dream. You don't have freedom to dream in the United States. You can't dream there. You can't. The moment you start dreaming, you wake up, go to work. You start dreaming, wake up, you go to work. Work, work. Bill, sleep. Work, work. Bill, sleep. It is going like that. It's like a merry-go-round. But Africans, we trade that freedom for cold winter, for low-paying jobs, for racism and loneliness. Family, we need to invest in Africa. We need to invest in damn fucking Africa, not abandoning it. You know? So this woman, she said so much in that one video, and I think they uploaded another video, but her message can be summarized in only 5 points that I'm going to give you. America is rich in wealth, but poor in humanity. The American dream is real, but not for you. So don't believe what the media shows you. Ask those living there. Africa is not inferior. It is just misinterpreted or misrepresented. The future belongs to those who love their roots. Those are 5 points that I can summarize the message of this lady. You know, to my young African brothers, you have to know your worth. Okay? Know your worth. I'm not saying that you should not travel. Okay, I never thought of traveling. If I travel, I'm going to Caribbean. If I travel, I'm going to Mexico. I have a reason why I am going to Mexico, Cuba. You know, the islands of Caribbean. I'm going to go there. Fiji. You know, this where I can go, I feel at least I'm, you know. But even if I go to the US, by traveling, just traveling, it's just to see what is it there that they are making as Africans seem inferior. So I'm not saying that you don't travel. I'm saying don't travel without wisdom. Don't leave your culture thinking the white man system will save you. You have everything you need within you and within your continent. The world is shifting. America is falling apart. You need to know that. Even their own people are crying, begging for stability. Some are leaving. Some are facing depression. Economic is collapsing and, you know, broken communities. So Africa is rising. It is slowly, yes, but it is rising. Okay? This is your moment as African, as black people. Build Africa. Build Africa, create in Africa, invest in Africa, stay rooted in Africa, because you don't need to cross the ocean to be free. You need to open your eyes and see what's already or what you have already. So if this video moved you, kindly share it. Comment, share, comment, and like. Okay? Now, if you